Dear friends, welcome to Know Thyself YouTube channel. Good morning. Hope you are all staying safe and keeping well. I sincerely thank all of you who have subscribed to this channel and follow the channel. If you find the contents of the videos published in this channel useful, please subscribe to this channel and click the notification or the bell icon so that you can be notified when a video is uploaded. Kindly share the videos with others or on the internet. In the last two episodes of Know Your Mind segment, we presented an overview of communication disorders and their different types. In this episode, we analyze the nature and types of the first communication disorder, namely speech sound disorder or SSD in detail. Speech sound disorder or SSD includes a group of communication disorders in which the affected persons have persistent difficulty in producing speech sounds and articulating them correctly. Speech sound production requires both phonological knowledge of speech sounds and the ability to coordinate the jaw, tongue, and lips with breathing and vocalizing to produce meaningful sounds. Persons with speech sound disorder may have difficulty with phonological knowledge of speech sounds or the ability to coordinate the movements necessary for speech. As a result, the affected persons are unable to say all of the speech sounds in words. They may omit, change, substitute, or distort speech sounds while speaking. These conditions can disrupt either speech fluency, that is the rate, rhythm, and flow of speech, and speech voice, that is the pitch, volume, or length of speech, which can make understanding of speech sounds challenging. Thus, speech sound disorder can affect a person's ability to learn, write, read, and spell, thereby prevents effective communication. The communication difficulties can impede the development of the affected persons by limiting their ability to effectively participate in social, academic, and occupational activities. Speech sound disorder may manifest in different ways. Each type of speech sound disorder may manifest its own specific symptoms. However, some general symptoms of speech sound disorders include repeating words, vowels, or sounds, difficulty making sounds even when one knows what they want to say, elongating or stretching words, adding, omitting, or substituting words, jerky head movements or excessive eye blinking while talking, frequent pausing while talking, removing a sound from a word, adding a sound in a word, replacing hard to pronounce sounds with unsuitable alternative, difficulty pronouncing the same sound in different words, tension when producing sounds, feeling shame while speaking, changes in voice pitch, and running out of breath while speaking. Speech sound disorders or SSD fall into two categories, namely those hindering a person's ability to produce speech sounds and those impeding articulation of speech sounds. Let us briefly consider both of them. Firstly, speech sound disorder that hinders a person to produce right speech sounds is often referred to as phonological disorder. It has to do with speech sounds at the level of the mind or the phonemic level. Phonological disorder is described as a pattern of sound errors. Persons with phonological issues struggle to acquire a phonological system. That is, they find it difficult to organize the pattern of sounds in the brain. Here, the mistake is made when producing sounds. Phonological disorder is said to be present in a child when the child is unable to make the speech sounds expected of their age. Persons, whether children or adults, who suffer from phonological disorder will sometimes create sounds using wrong part of their mouth. For instance, they may produce back sounds, that is, sounds that would ordinarily be produced in the back of the mouth using the front of the mouth. Thus, they may replace back sound letters such as K or G with front sound letters such as T or D. Similarly, they may omit consonant sounds while speaking. Secondly, speech sound disorder that impede right expression of speech sounds is often referred to as articulation disorder. Unlike phonological disorder that has to do with the speech sound production at the phonemic or mental level, articulation disorder has to do with the expression of speech sounds at the phonetic or speech level. Persons who suffer from articulation disorder have difficult time phonetically expressing specific speech sounds. Often, articulation disorder is related to a deficiency in the vocal organs. That is, the organs used for articulating and speaking out speech sounds, such as lips, tongue, palate, throat, and the like. An inexact placement, speed, pressure, or movement from the lips, tongue, palate, throat, or other related organs can lead to articulation disorder. Thus, for instance, persons who struggle with articulation problem may do so because of the motor issue with two organs of articulation. For instance, the tongue not correctly meeting the palate, thereby impeding correct speaking out of the speech sound. Some of the consequences of articulation disorder are the following. Firstly, distortions of speech sounds, which consist in changing or altering speech sounds. Often these distortions are associated with individuals who have a lisp or speech impediment, such as stuttering or stammering. For instance, they may change a th sound into a s sound. For instance, using word thing instead of the word sing. Secondly, substituting one speech sound for another speech sound. It consists in replacing one or more speech sounds, which may result in loss of phonemic contrast. An example of this would be using the letter W instead of the letter R, using the word wabbit for the word rabbit. Thirdly, omitting or deleting speech sounds. It consists in removing and misplacing certain speech sounds while articulating. For example, letters such as P, S, TH, or M are omitted while speaking, thus using the word ku for the word cup and the word poon for the word spoon. Likewise, one may say instead of that's mine, it's ein. Fourthly, adding speech sounds. It consists in including or inserting one or more extra speech sounds into a word. For instance, instead of saying dog, one may say dog, or instead of saying black, one may say black. Finally, making syllable level errors. It consists in deleting or not speaking out weak syllables. For instance, instead of saying telephone, one may say telephone. Speech sound disorders, by creating persistent difficulty with production and articulation of speech sounds, interferes with the intelligibility of the affected person's speech or prevent their verbal communication. In doing so, they limit the affected person's social participation or their performance at school or work. In the next episode, we will talk about the causes, diagnosis, and treatment of speech sound disorders. Thank you for watching this video. Stay blessed until we see you again with another video.